Kurinji Senior Secondary School, CBSE, Namakkal.
Successful result producing school in state every year.
Administered by the Board of Directors with over 35 years of experience in the teaching field.
Special attention on art, craft, music, dance, silambam, yoga, skating and karate.
Focus on Hindi Sabha and Spell Bee Olympiad exams.
Smart class for effective and innovative learning and well-furnished library.
Solitary importance on sports and games in state and national level.
WhatsApp facilities to know activities of students and school inside the campus.
NEET, JEE, IIT coaching experts from Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh along with our effective teachers.
Admission registration for classes LKG to +2.
Kurinji Educational Institution, Kavetipatti, Namakkal. Admission in progress. CBSE, KG to 12, contact 9025895176. Metric 6 to 12, contact 9344567484. For online admission, log on to www.kurinjischoolnkl.in.
Hi students, with this class we are going to start a new chapter, gravitation. So with the previous class we completed rotational motion. So this is the first class from the chapter gravitation. See here. So what is gravitation and what are the Kepler laws? What is the Newton's law of gravitation? What is the variation of acceleration due to gravity with height and depth? Then what is gravitational potential? What is gravitational potential energy? And what is escape velocity? What is orbital velocity? Like that, at last, what is geostationary satellites and the applications of satellites? So these things, just now what I told you, these things we'll discuss in this chapter. Before going to enter into the introduction, I request you, please imagine how our body sticks to the surface of earth, right? Not only our body, even if you take rest of the things which are like snakes, and okay, some of the things are flying in the air, some of the things are flying among the air molecules like insects and flies, it's okay, but generally what I am saying is, each and everything, because I hope you had imagination, that is, we are living in an unimaginable space which is called as universe. So universe is unimaginable space. Universe is unimaginable space. In that universe we have different galaxies. So one of the galaxy is Milky Way galaxy. In that Milky Way galaxy we have various number of stars. We don't know exactly, but as far we know, we may have the stars which are bigger than stars. Which are bigger than sun. We may have stars. We may have stars in our Milky Way galaxy or in other galaxies or in this entire universe, because galaxy is present in the universe, which may be bigger than sun, but because of having less distance from us to sun, we are feeling that, we are sensing that sun is the biggest star. Yes, of course. So that's why what I am saying is, coming back to the starting, universe is unimaginable space. In that we have various number of galaxies. One of the galaxy is Milky Way galaxy. In that Milky Way galaxy we are having solar system. Is this family of solar, family of sun, solar system. In this solar system there are 8 planets. So we are living on one of the planet out of or among 8 planets, which is Earth. So why I am saying all these things means, gravitation is not only belongs to earth, it is universe, it is universal law. Okay, that I will discuss you later. That is what Newton's law of gravitation, Newton's law of gravitation. Okay, right. So what I want to conclude regarding the gravitation means, gravitation is a natural phenomenon, is a universal thing. Okay, right. One more point I want to tell you here itself. You know, we already observed many times. Suppose, for example, you are going to throw a stone vertically upwards. What will happen? After certain time, it will come to reach the ground. Am I right? So, if you throw a stone vertically upwards, after certain time, it will come to reach the ground. It will come to reach the earth again. Similarly, if you observe carefully, the raindrops which falls towards the earth. Okay, and you know, if you jump from some certain height, what will happen? You will fall towards the earth. So what all these things are saying to us? See here, early in our lives, we become aware of the tendency of all material objects to be attracted towards the earth, to be attracted towards the earth. This is it correct or not? Just we have to cross check by using our mind, by using our intelligence. Okay, no need, not only listening, not only memorizing. So we have to accept. If it is correct, we have to accept. If it is not correct, we have to think. We have to start to think, right, whether it is correct or not. Even though it is correct, you can think about how it is correct, which will give you the reason or explanation. That information helps you to understand the numerical problem and to understand some other natural phenomena which is same like this gravitation or depends upon this or related to this, and which also helps you to answer for 1 mark and 2 mark and 3 mark questions. Okay, right. See this. So early in our lives, we become aware of the tendency of all material objects. Material objects means what? You know, from minute dust particle to the biggest star. Okay, for example, the sun, because which is close to us, but we are not sure about any other stars which are not bigger than the sun. We are not sure. Okay, that's why I told you the beginning, universe is unimaginable space. Even for your imagination also it is not possible. Okay, see here. So early in our lives, we become aware of the tendency of all material objects to be attracted towards the earth, right? Anything thrown up falls down towards the earth. Suppose going up a hill is lot more tiring than going downhill, right? Going uphill is lot more tiring than going downhill. Is it right or not? Suppose if there is a hill, suppose on the top of the hill there is Perumal temple, right? Like Kolli hills also, you can take the example. You know, when you are going to Kolli hills, which is very near to Namakkal, no, is a 40 kilometers or 80 kilometers maybe. So when we are going to hill, which gives more tired than going down the hill. Why? That is the point. I can say some of the sentence here, that is what, when you are going up, you are moving against gravity. When you are coming, when you are getting down the hill, you are traveling in the direction of gravitation. Here itself I will tell one more point. That is, you know, when municipal water is coming, right? For example, our house is 4 floors are there. You know, 5th floor water tank is there, right? That is what, after 4 floors on the roof of the building, there is a water tank. You know very well, to take the water from ground to the 4th floor, we need electric motor. But at the same time, to get the water from 4th floor tank to the ground floor, no need of any electric motor. Just if you turn the tap, automatically water comes. See, the work is same, that is what taking the water to the 4th floor and getting the water from 4th floor to the ground floor. When you are taking the water from ground floor to the 4th floor, there we need external agent. Their electrical motor is required, their energy is required. But when we are getting the water from 4th floor to ground floor, if you just turn the tap, automatically it comes. So here also you have to think the role of gravitation. Okay, right. So anything thrown up falls down towards the earth. It's the thing what's happening in our surroundings. Going uphill is a lot more tiring than going down the hill. Raindrops from the clouds above fall towards the earth, right? And there are many other such phenomena. There are many other such phenomena. Here we are in a discussion about 3, and I told you 1 or 2 more, right? So not only this, but we have many such phenomena regarding the gravitation or regarding the things what's happening. The reason is gravitation, okay, but what's happening because of gravitation? Next, historically it was the Italian physicist Galileo. Historically, in our history, it was the Italian physicist Galileo from the period 1564 to the 1642, who recognized the fact that all bodies, irrespective of their masses, are accelerated towards the earth. So, Galileo recognized the fact that all bodies, irrespective of their masses, are accelerated towards the earth with a constant acceleration. Okay, right. So what is meant by acceleration? Rate of change of velocity, right? Otherwise, change in velocity in unit time, that is what acceleration. Okay, so here, irrespective of their masses, these things are accelerated towards the earth with a constant acceleration. Okay, right. So what I am saying is, here the fact Galileo recognized that all bodies, irrespective of their masses, are accelerated towards the earth with a constant acceleration. Okay, next, it is said that he made a public demonstration of this fact. To find the truth, he certainly did experiments with bodies rolling down inclined planes and arrived at a value of the acceleration due to gravity, which is close to the more accurate value obtained later. Okay, so here he told that all bodies, irrespective of their masses, are accelerated towards the earth with a constant acceleration. So in our first chapter, that is third chapter, I think, motion in a straight line. So there we discussed what is uniform acceleration and what is non-uniform acceleration, right? And what is constant acceleration? So many definitions we were discussed. Not only acceleration, we also discussed uniform velocity, non-uniform velocity, etc. Right? It doesn't matter. But I am saying that there itself we discussed what is a uniform acceleration or constant acceleration. Right? See this. So he also tried to calculate the constant acceleration value with which the body is coming to reach the earth. So that only he is saying here. It is said that he made a public demonstration of this fact. To find the truth, he certainly did experiments with the bodies rolling down. Inclined planes and arrived at a value of the acceleration due to gravity, which is close to the more accurate value obtained later. Because you know very well, the things are going to happen continuously, right? Continuously. For example, if we take atomic structure, So there are more number of scientists, right? For example, Thomson, Sommerfeld, Rutherford, Bohr, like that. So here also the idea, okay, right? But after that, so many people came and they tried to measure the G value. Nowadays, we know, which is 9.8 meter per second square on surface of Earth. Okay, which is not constant, total surface of Earth, and if you go to the poles and if you go to the equator, the value differs slightly. And at the same time, if you are going to move towards above, towards certain height from surface of Earth, okay, that is. So it's a fact nowadays we had, right? Next, a seemingly unrelated phenomenon, that is observation of stars, planets and their motion has been the subject of attention in many countries since the earliest of times. Okay, it is the fact. Even we are also, right? Even we are also having very lot of interest, very lot of curiosity. We are getting just by seeing the stars and just by seeing the planets and their motion, right? Even for a small child, once if you look at the sky, he will ask many questions, right? What is that and what is this, like that. So that is what, because of curiosity. So that's what he is saying, it is the subject of attention. A seemingly unrelated phenomenon, observations of stars, planets and their motion, has been the subject of attention in many countries since the earliest times. Full stop. Observations since early times recognized stars. Which appeared in the sky with positions unchanged year after year. Full stop. The more interesting objects are the planets. Okay, that is, see here, the more interesting objects are the planets, which seem to have regular motions against the background of stars. Okay, against the background of stars. See here. So the more interesting are planets which seem to have regular motions against the background of stars. Full stop. So the very interesting objects are planets, and which seem to have regular motions against the background of stars. That's what, for example, if you take Earth is in motion around the sun, no? So not only around the sun, so Earth also rotating around itself and also surrounding the sun. That is the reason for the formation of day and night, and that is also the reason on account of getting clouds, that is what rains, okay, and wind speed, etc. Next, the earliest recorded, right? The earliest recorded model for planetary motions, proposed by Ptolemy about 2000 years ago was a geocentric model in which all celestial objects, stars, sun and the planets, all are revolved around the earth. This is an important point you have to keep in mind. So we have to memorize and we have to understand. So scientist who is Ptolemy, he proposed a geocentric theory before 2000 years ago. What he told, according to his statement, say all celestial objects in this universe, all celestial objects, stars, sun and the planets, all revolved around the earth. Okay, full stop. The only motion that was thought to be possible for celestial objects was motion in a circle. The only motion that was thought to be possible for celestial objects was motion in a circle. Full stop. Complicated schemes of motion were put forward by Ptolemy in order to describe the observed motion of the planets. Complicated schemes of motion were put forward by Ptolemy. In order to describe the observed motion of the planets. So he put forward the complicated schemes of motion. Right now, the planets were described as moving in circles, with the center of the circles themselves moving in larger circles. Similar theories were also advanced by Indian astronomers some 400 years later. Observe carefully, here he is talking about the motion of the planets or motion of the celestial bodies. So what he is saying is, the planets were described as moving in circles, with the center of the circles themselves moving in larger circles. With the centers of the circles themselves moving in larger circles. Full stop. Similar theories were also advanced. By Indian astronomers some 400 years later. Full stop. However, a more elegant model in which the sun was the center around which the planets revolved. A more elegant model in which the sun was the center around which the planets revolved, which is called heliocentric model. Proposed, was already mentioned by Aryabhatta 5th century AD in his treatise, that is 1,000 years later. 1,000 years later, a Polish monk named Nicholas Copernicus, 1473 to 1543, proposed a definitive model in which the planets moved in circles around a fixed central sun. His theory was described by the church, but notable amongst its supporters was Galileo, who had to face prosecution from the state for his beliefs. Right. So from here to here, we are in a discussion about heliocentric model. According to heliocentric model, the sun is the center of the universe and remaining planets and celestial objects which are revolving around the sun. So that is the idea first initially mentioned by Aryabhatta, 5th century AD, and afterwards Nicholas Copernicus proposed a definitive model. That is what I already told you, sun is the center of the universe and remaining planets and celestial bodies are revolving around the sun. So this theory was discredited, right? This theory was discredited by the church, but notable amongst who support was Galileo, who had to face prosecution from the state for his belief. Next one, see here. It was around the same as Galileo, a noble man called Tycho Brahe, the period 1546 to 1601, hailing from Denmark, spent his entire lifetime recording observations of the planets with the naked eye, full stop. His compiled data were analyzed later by his assistant Johannes Kepler. The period is 1571 to 1640. After analyzing the situation, after analyzing the data, he could extract from the data three elegant laws. So Kepler extract from the data. Kepler extract three elegant laws from the data that now go by the name of Kepler laws, that we will discuss in the next class. So which are very, very important. not only subject, not only board point, neat point, subject point of view also, right? Kepler laws. So Kepler first law is talking about the shape of the orbit. Second law is talking about the aerial velocity. And third law is talking about the relation between time period and radius of the planet. Okay, so that we will discuss in the next class. Briefly I told you. These laws were known to Newton and enabled him to make a great scientific leap in proposing his universal law of gravitation. Okay, so Newton proposed Newton's law of gravitation based on this. That is what, right? Based on this means, you observe carefully here. So these laws were known to Newton and enabled him to make a great scientific leap. Great scientific leap. But what is Newton's law of gravitation and what is the importance of Newton's law of gravitation, how it helps us, that and all we will discuss in our coming classes. Okay. But anyhow, in this class we discussed gravitation and I kept the subheading as introduction, but it is introduction only, no doubt. But here we discussed, from our history to even today, regarding the planet where we are living, regarding the universe where we are present, right? About all these things, what is the fact and what is the contribution from one particular person, that he is like scientist, right? That and all here we covered. So here he is saying that, so what's happening in our surroundings, okay? And he is also saying that what is the role of Galileo, see here, right? What is the role of Galileo from 1564 to 1642? Afterwards, he also calculated the acceleration due to gravity value. Then afterwards, what about the motion of the planets? What about the motion of the planets? After completion of that, what about geocentric theory? Who proposed? And what about the heliocentric theory? And what is the work done by Ptolemy? And what is the work done by Tycho Brahe? Okay. And who is Kepler? And what are the Kepler laws? And after completion of that, right, these laws, based on these Kepler laws, Newton also came into the picture. He proposed one universal law, that is what Newton's universal law of gravitation. Okay, right. So in our next class, we will discuss Kepler laws. Okay, Kepler, 3 laws are there, Kepler first law, second law and third law. So we will discuss Kepler laws. Okay, thank you.